been missing in action for so long, but today's the day. I'm dedicating myself. I'm getting back on YouTube. I'm going to commit at this point in time to 3 videos a week. That's huge for me at this point in time. And I apologise to those people who've been asking me why I haven't been doing any videos anymore, quite simply because I've been busy. I'm building my own website at the moment. I'm putting my programs together, and it's been consuming a lot of my time. I've decided to stay put in Vietnam for the next couple of months, up until August, because I've given myself that time to commit to getting everything I want to get done. I need to conquer my dreams, and my dream is to get my message out to the world, and videos take a long time to put together. Not when I'm just doing a chat like this. So predominantly I may be doing a bit more chat videos rather than the long, intense videos, which take me hours to edit. And the thing is, I'll edit them for hours, and YouTube, with their new algorithms, demonetize every video I put up. So therefore my videos aren't even getting out. So it's quite disheartening, to be honest. And when you're on these time constraints I'm on at the moment, I'm just prioritizing what's important to me at this point in time and putting my energy into my website and my Facebook pages where I have my bigger followings. And it's not that I don't love my YouTube followers. I do, and I love each and every one of you. Thank you for those who have supported me, and most of you who support me on here support me on Facebook. Anyhow, so, and what else I had to do? My son came over. Yes, and that's why I've been ultra busy. I've been helping him, organising him, and we're trying to get him a job here in Vung Tau, because teaching is a big thing in Vietnam. If you want to travel through Vietnam and you're wondering how you can have money to support yourself, do a TEFL course, and as long as you're an English native speaker, and come to Vietnam. There is a lot of work throughout Vietnam for foreigners, and they pay Western style wages, so you can live here comfortably and you can live in a nice place, have not, your regular food and everything else. So you don't have to live on these super tight budgets. Or live on a super tight budget, keep saving your money to get to the next place. Once you've got your teaching experience, it will open up a lot more doors for you in other countries. Anyhow, what do I want to talk about today? I'm going to talk about Kate Flowers. Why am I going to talk about Kate Flowers? She put out a video 3 to 4 days ago about why she's no longer a fruitarian. And I've seen quite a few people share her video, and it's come up in my Facebook newsfeed. So ultimately, as soon as I saw it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch this. I want to hear what she has to say. For those of you who don't know, I followed a fruitarian lifestyle for 22 months. And I was reasonably involved, so to speak, in the raw high fruit community. Now, disclaimer for the record, I just want to say I've got nothing against the fruitarian lifestyle. I think it's a lovely lifestyle. I think it's extremely healthy. For me personally, I healed my skin on it, and my skin just gets better and better. I healed my depression, headaches, anxiety, quite a few things on the fruitarian lifestyle. But I hit a point in my life where I just felt it wasn't working for me. I was gaining weight and I felt claustrophobic. I guess that would be the word. And look, I'm not blaming it all on the fruitarian lifestyle. Perhaps I was doing a lot of things wrong. I think I was eating too much for a start. 2, I was listening to people who were so headstrong on the way they believed, and I was taking it on board. I'm one of those people that can be absolute on things, so I figure if that's the way I've got to do it. I was traveling, I was on the road a lot, I was in Cambodia, I fell into deep depression in Cambodia. I couldn't cope with the surroundings around me. It was all new to me. It was a lot of poverty that I've never faced before. There was a lot of animal cruelty, and it all became too much. I felt I didn't have the support of my peers. I had even an admin in my group going through my videos telling me I wasn't eating enough calories there, telling me how I should speak to people and everything else. I'm trying to cope with the real world, what was happening, real life in my life, and I'm putting up with all this, and I just thought, I can't take this anymore. So I don't know if it was fruit. I don't know if it was me, whatever. Anyhow, I needed to get that out. Back onto Kate. I have seen a lot of talk in the Fruitarian community already saying she's wrong, but she's putting this out because you'll get more followers. More followers will follow you if you encourage fat, blah, 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 blah. Now, let's talk about something. In the vegan community, now I'm not talking about regular vegans who become vegans for the animals and their whole mission is for the animals, and how you eat is how you eat, you know, as long as it's vegan. Now, I'm one of those people. How you eat is how you eat. I don't care. Just be vegan. Save the animals. But let's talk about on a health perspective. On a health perspective, the high carb movement is very big in the plant-based movement. Okay, then in the high carb community, we've got sort of 3 or 4 different groups. We've got the cooked group, we've got the raw till 4 group, we've got the raw till whenever group, and then we've got the raw fruitarians, predominantly following 80-10-10 or 95-5-5, or just eating all fruit. Now these people, and I'm not saying all because there's lots of lovely people who are following a fruitarian diet and who are lovely, but there can be some members who are that are so absolute on this lifestyle and it becomes almost cult-like, and they can be extremely nasty when you decide to move back from the movement. Believe me, I know, I've faced it. Hence why I've been on YouTube a lot. I just needed to get my own head together and work my own self out. But I have, and I'm feeling great, and I'm feeling fantastic, and maybe a little bit in the future, I'm going to let you know what I'm doing that is working wonders for me. Kate was in the Fruitarian, you know, and she's been very involved in it. She's been part of even the Fruit Fest in New York, whatever it's called. I can't even remember. That's how, Woodstock Festival. That's how removed I am of all this at the moment. So she's been heavily involved. Now, she was not rude for one moment about a fruitarian lifestyle. She pointed out all the great things that have happened to her on a fruitarian lifestyle. She said, but at this point in time, it's not working for me. She said her hair was falling out. Now, look, hair falling out can be a range of reasons. It can even be the shampoo you're using. You might think because it's organic or whatever that it's good, but sometimes you can be using something and it will affect you. She has moved to a place with colder weather. Now, I know for me, I've been living in the tropics for a year and my hair is just beautiful. My skin is just beautiful because I'm getting so much natural vitamin D. So, you know, that could be a thing too, living in the colder weather, and she's blaming it on the fruit. But whatever the case, she's not feeling right. And she's trying to find what works for her. And if she wants to add some fat back into her life, let her add some fat back into her life. Who is she hurting? Is she hurting you? No. Is she hurting any animals? No. Is she hurting herself? I don't believe so. Now, I've spent the last few months myself personally working out what's working best for me. And it is hard because you get yourself involved in these forums and groups and communities and everything else, and you start thinking, is this the only way? And it's only when you start to take a step back and you say, hang on, let's just forget everything and refocus and start to work out what's going to work best for me. And maybe that's where she is at the moment. Now, for these enlightened people who want to critique her, why not be enlightened and realise that not everyone's going to be on the same journey as you all the time? And they're not. And that's just life. And that's part and parcel of life. And accept it and say, you know what, if Kate needs to do this at this point in time, I'm going to support her. because that's what we need in these communities, people to support. If I received further support from the Fruitarian community when I decided to take a step back, I would probably move back into that community. But whatever I do with my eating, it would never be with that community again because of the way that I feel that they treated me. And she didn't need to feel like that either. No one wants to feel like they're a leper just because they're not eating the way you are. And I think it's so important that people realize this. You know, when I was in the Philippines, and I have never seen so much poverty in my life. And believe me, there was plenty of poverty in Cambodia and Laos. But where I was in Manila, there was just street children everywhere. And I saw kids sleeping in the street. And they would have been grateful. And they were grateful. I was giving them food. I was making up rice every morning, giving them bananas, peanut butter sandwiches, whatever I had every morning because I couldn't handle seeing children go without food. I love children. And it broke my heart. And I'd been through all the dramas with the raw, whatever you are. And for me, when I saw this, I thought, who are these people with these first world privileges who want to sit there and think they can play judge and jury on how people eat? There are people starving, seriously starving, and you want to hate somebody, share people's videos and say, look what they're doing, when there's people hungry, there's people starving. That would, get it into perspective, and it really makes you think with this world. People don't have things in perspective. And for me, when I saw Kate's video, I found it reassuring. I was also grateful because she talked about Mimi Kurt, which most people know Mimi Kurt. She's a huge raw vegan. She's over 70. And she also talked about Annette Larkin. So I started to look them back up again because I haven't been following any sort of raw vegans for a long time. I pulled myself out of it and I started following them and I started learning more about putting fats back into my diet. And for me personally, and I become crazy, I started getting told, don't have any fat, you'll get it all from your fruits and greens, and my brain was feeling foggy. And I don't know if it's the same for men, I really don't, but I know for me, I've had a lot of hormonal imbalances anyway. But for me, as soon as I started adding back avocado, chia seeds, linseed, flaxseed, whatever you call it in America, all these different things, I started to feel better within. And I still feel better within. So maybe that's what Kate's trying to do. And I hope she finds what works for her. I know I'm still trying to find completely what works for me, but I think I'm on the right track. And I'm never going to say, I am on the right track, I've got this, I'm never going back. I'm never doing that. Never say never. And that's the thing with people, when we sit there and judge what another human being does, we don't know what's in store for us tomorrow. None of us do. None of us have a crystal ball. Your whole world could fall in tomorrow and you don't know where you're going to be. And you may not be able to get all the luscious fruits and everything else. And I assure you, if you go hungry for a few days, that rice or those lentils or those potatoes or whatever else, you'll be grateful to have in your belly. So let's not judge another human being for what they're doing. She thinks she's doing what's right for her, and I believe she is too. I know for me, I'm doing what I'm feeling is right for me too. So I hope that this gets out a little bit into the raw vegan community, this video, and other raw vegans will say, you know what, that's right, I am going to support Kate. Maybe she's onto something. Who knows? I'm sure Kate's been doing her research the same way I do my research, the same way probably you do your research. We're all trying to find what works best for us so we can feel good. There's nothing better than feeling good. I congratulate you, Kate, because I know for me how much courage it took when I had to speak up and say, I'm no longer doing this. I know the courage it's taken for you. I support you. I posted it publicly on your YouTube video. I've posted it on your blog. I support what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you further on the journey. Anyway, enough rambling. 15 minutes is more than enough. I'll be back soon. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and most importantly, love life, live free. Bye for now.